a little late. Looks like my tripod is kind of slanting a little bit. But welcome back. I am just getting done in my garden. The mosquitoes are just horrendous and the bug repellent has worn off, right? So you can probably hear the guinea hollering, the tree frogs, the peepers, the bullfrogs. The bullfrogs have really upped it this year, I can tell you. The bullfrogs are just insane, and they last longer into the night than the tree frogs and the peepers. Yeah, they'll go. This morning they went right up until way after daybreak. So it was a beautiful day here. It was pretty warm, but it is what it is. And we got a little bit of rain during that thunder shower. Not as much as they said. They said was going to get about 1.5 inches. I don't think we even got a 1/2 inch, folks. But every little bit helps, right? Because it is a little dry here. The only thing I planted in my garden today, folks, was under the teepee. And the teepee is my pole bean trellis, right? I planted some mint seeds and some bee balm. I have not gotten to planting the horehound yet. I got to make a spot for that, I think, because it likes poor soil and it likes full sun. So I've got to create a spot for that, because everything I've got here has already been amended for optimal growth, right? So we'll see. But they will get planted because I'm real excited about those seeds. So today, while I was working out in the garden and I was hauling sawdust and I helped somebody for a few hours up the road, and I visited Cousin Shay for a little bit, and you know, someone mentioned that all they had on them when we was doing this task was warm water, because they had a bottle with air temperature water in it, right? And they set it in the sun, so it was like really warm. And I reminded them that I live without power, right? And all I have is a cooler in the summertime with blocks of ice, and that I drink warm water all year round, folks. I do. If it's 95 out, I'm drinking 95-degree water. It's just, you get used to it after a while. And when it's really, really hot and I really need to cool down my core, I'll dig a bottle of water out of the cooler and drink that. But right here is what I drink out of, folks. I just fill this up. This is my second one, folks. I drink a lot of water. And so should you if you're out working in the heat, right? So this will be gone before I go to bed. But I fill this up and bring it out in the garden with me, and I just like a typical redneck, I'll drink right from the gallon jug. But I do try to set it in the shade when I can. Even a little bit of shade helps. So I reminded them that I drink air temperature water all the time. And even though it's not as refreshing, it's still going to hydrate you, right? So, which got me to thinking, you know, if there ever came a time when it's hot in the summertime, mosquitoes, folks, I apologize, and you had to drink room temperature water, you could not chill it. It doesn't taste bad. It's not going to be as refreshing, but it's going to hydrate you, right? Now, there are ways where you can say there was no electricity whatsoever, and you were at the mercy of whatever shade that you can find, right? To cool off with. And you're out in your garden because the garden is survival. Set it in the shade, right? Just set it in the shade, or dig a hole in the ground and set a 5-gallon bucket in there and set your water container in that and put a cover over it, and it'll stay cooler longer, right? So, but I drink right from a gallon jug, and it's warm, and it is what it is. I don't know, I just happen to think to talk about this, and it really doesn't have any significance at all, other than, you know, if the shit hits the fan and you have no way to cool your house, no way to cool yourself, and no cool water to drink, and it's so hot, folks, you're going to have to get creative, right? You're going to have to get creative. So that might be something you might want to research to keep in the back of your mind on ways to cool yourself down and how to stay hydrated. And if you want something that's cool to stay hydrated with, you're going to have to figure that out, right? So my second compost bin is full. I finished that off today. That was my first one. That's already settled about a foot. So I'm working on this one, and then that one right there I'm going to start probably tomorrow. So this is what I typically do. I have a 3-tiered one up here. This is all just garden compost. Anytime I mess with sod or pick up leaves or pine needles or whatnot, it all goes into those compost bins. Again, this is just garden material, and those are, I think, 4 by 6.5 feet by about 3 feet tall, about. So that's a lot of compost. That'll, of course, shrink down, but by next planting season I'll have some real nice garden compost there that doesn't have any chicken manure in it or whatnot. It's just dirt and leaves and whatever, right? A little bit of soil here and there. So, and this is just one of my sets of compost bins. So if it ever comes a time when you have to grow a garden, I hope you've got a compost system that you like. And it doesn't have to be a wooden compost frame. It can just be a pile on the ground, folks. It just doesn't matter. I just made this years ago, and I just continue to use it. And if I ever made another one, I would just put it in piles, I guess. That's a little bit fancier than one needs it to be. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do, folks, is show you how to the second stage of the potato row that we started, right? That was the first stage, planting them, getting them in the ground. Tomorrow I need to hoe them up because some of them are like 8 inches tall, and I do the sawdust method, right? So I will be probably doing that first thing in the morning, and I'll bring you along with me to show you how I grow my potatoes in sawdust. My God, the mosquitoes, folks, the mosquitoes. So I guess I am going to go in. This is really short. I'm kind of rambling a little bit, and I wasn't even going to do a video tonight, but I left my jug up here after I got halfway to the house, so I'm like, I saw the tripod, and I had the camera in my back pocket, so I just thought I would get on here and say hello. Shelly's Everyday Prepping. She just did a short Memorial Day video. Awfully nice to see another one of her videos. It's been a while, but I know she's been busy. She's getting stuff done, folks. And I guess that's it. I'm gonna be eaten alive if I stay out here much longer. They really like underneath my chin tonight for some reason, folks, and my arms and my hands and my ankles. And so y'all have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow at the potato bed. Okay? Thank you.